Despite the rapid pace of change in today's society, some things remain constant. The fact of the matter is that regardless of the circumstance, every man should be able to take care of himself. There are certain abilities that any man should be capable of developing. Some viewers may interpret this as a display of toxic masculinity. That is understandable. Weak men are in epidemic proportions today. They were misled into thinking that there is no difference between men and women. Every man should watch this video because it will teach him the 6 essential life skills every masculine man needs. Mastering the art of combat ranks first. No matter how successful a man you are in other fields, knowing how to fight is a sign of true masculinity. Everyone should try to stay out of fistfights and street battles, but it doesn't mean they shouldn't learn some fundamental combat techniques. Let's discuss a scenario that might occur to you in the future. You and your wife could be out in public when a stranger passes by and slaps her across the butt. What would you do in this circumstance? Calling the police is not a reliable option because you can't afford to wait around for them to show up. You may choose to entirely disregard it, but you would lose the respect of your woman and your own respect for yourself. Nobody should be permitted to touch the people you care about and love without suffering any repercussions. It would amaze you how many men in the present day would choose to disregard the issue and attempt to rationalize why they didn't do anything. Protecting your people is one of your responsibilities as a man. Your personal honor and your ability to serve as a protector have been surrendered by your decision to ignore a situation like this. You should always avoid starting a fight, but occasionally you may find yourself in a predicament where you are forced to protect yourself. Given that, you should be able to deliver a good old knuckle sandwich as soon as possible by striking a crushing blow. Using some deceptive maneuvers, you can get your opponent off guard and open for a devastating straight punch to the chin. Lights out. Yet you will suffer more damage than your opponent if you execute the move incorrectly. Thus, don't deceive yourself and act as if you can fight. You must genuinely develop fighting skills. The capacity to diffuse conflict is number 2. Knowing how to fight is directly followed by this skill. No matter how skilled or strong you are in combat, you should always try diplomacy and firm persuasion to diffuse a situation. Knowing how to cool tempers or break up a brawl in an escalating situation makes you a leader. It's similar to how all the male gorillas stop their antics when the dominant male gorilla comes into view. When it comes to male gorillas, the alpha male has the power to keep the rest in order. Only someone who can also be dangerous may genuinely grasp the art of dispute resolution. For this reason, being able to fight and being able to diffuse conflict go hand in hand. Third, establish a commanding presence. Have you ever noticed how some men exude such confidence when they enter a room that they command respect even when they remain silent? What if I told you it's not a special talent these men were born with, but rather a skill they developed through time? You see, this presence is the result of numerous little actions and routines. It's important to walk tall and confidently, look people in the eye when you speak, and have a firm handshake if you want to be taken seriously as a man. You nod your head in recognition of another man when you lock eyes with him. In reality, charisma is an acquired trait that must be fostered, just like learning to walk or honing your vocabulary when learning a new language. Now, let me say that many males try to fake these things, but it never succeeds. If someone tries to intimidate you by peering into your eyes or squeezing your hand too tightly, you know he's a fraud. Never be this guy. Being around authentic men will help you develop this skill the fastest. Have a look at their actions. Take notes from them. Your own father, a mentor, a trusted adult male figure, or even men you know through a combat sport might fit this description. Club fighters are frequently the most polite and calm men, but they still command respect and have common courtesy. Number 4 is deep critical thinking. Your ability to think critically about a variety of subjects will make you a much better communicator. Also, it will equip you with the mental tools you need to make wiser decisions and enhance your overall quality of life. The first step in critical thinking is to take into account other viewpoints. Don't believe everything you hear or think you know, as I say so often on this channel. Although it's easier said than done, critical thinking calls for you to set aside your personal biases and ideas in favor of accepting outside facts. The method you've been doing something for as long as you can remember may not be the best way to go about it. Challenge your presumptions and convictions. Be prepared to weigh the merits of many viewpoints and opposing arguments. You never know. You might learn something. Being responsible with your money is number 5. The lack of financial knowledge we receive in school, university, and college is perhaps the greatest disappointment. The majority of men live their lives without ever learning how to properly handle money, make wise financial decisions, or position themselves for financial independence. We are conditioned to think that in order to be successful, one needs to be employed. Nothing more, really. You can start improving things if you can start changing your financial outlook. As an example, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is a well-known finance book that has aided many people and forced them to view money from a different viewpoint. Begin your financial education as soon as possible. This is an essential life skill. The 6th skill, develop stress management skills. Your ability to manage stress and your level of achievement in life are closely related. The person who panics and breaks down under stress can never outperform the one who can remain calm and use critical thinking when under duress. Everyone experiences stress throughout their life. You will have additional duties in life as a man, which might be difficult. Because of our procrastination, we encounter many difficult situations in life. You probably procrastinate if you notice that you always wait until the last minute to complete tasks, or if you are frequently pressured and feel like you are trying to catch up. Write down what you need to do along with the due date to begin taking charge. You can reduce your stress levels and get your list out of your head just by writing it down. Determine which items on the list are urgent and significant by looking at it. Prior to moving on to the next most crucial item on your list, give each task your whole attention until it is finished. As opposed to working in a stressed-out reactive mindset, you'll soon be performing things that are proactive. Unlike men, women are excused for not being able to bear the strain, yet both men and women should strive to become stronger. But the onus of performance falls on men. You must be able to handle the pressure as a man and never whine about it. If you have any suggestions on life skills every man needs, please leave a comment. And if you want to level up, improve your masculinity, and become the ultimate Chad, be sure to like and share this video, and hit the subscribe button right below this video. Be sure to come back next week for another video on becoming Chad.